This dude,
Live.
man.
Big Mike, what's good?
What's good, Big Rock?
Not much, not much, man. How you been?
All is well. All is well, man.
Oh, that's good news. That's
What's
good
good on your
news.
end?
Not much. Can't complain, man.
All
Another day.
right,
Can't
that's what's
complain at
up.
all. Feel good to be
That's what's
back.
up.
I thought I was gonna have to
Always.
bring you back from retirement.
Yo, you know how it go, man. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man.
Nah, but
Uh,
all jokes aside, man, there's definitely some news out there wanted to cover. Um, First and foremost, the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know if you heard, but they just got rid of their GM, the Nico Harrison. I
hmm
guess a lot of people, I don't know why, but a lot of people assume it was due to the Luka trade. Um, Basically the return on that trade and how the season been going. What's your thoughts on that?
hmm I mean, you and I discuss this stuff all the time. I think these organizations, they move too fast. Like give it a chance and see exactly, how it's going to work itself out. These guys haven't been healthy, period. Now, granted, this dude hitched his horse to a horse that can no longer run or move, aka Anthony Davis. You get what I'm saying? So if you wanted to fire the dude, you could have fired him right then and there because you knew Anthony Davis was going to be out of the lineup, period. But Kyrie going down, all the other issues that they had pertaining to dudes going down and not having a full roster intact, I'm not sure what these organizations expect. It's hard to win in the NBA, man. It's hard to win in the NBA. So, do I think he made the wrong move pertaining to Luka, trading Luka? No, I don't think he made the wrong move trading Luka. I just think he got the wrong piece back for him, which is Anthony Davis, because this dude is never available. Again, defense win championships. And Luka, I can't see this dude winning a championship, yo. And I'm putting it on wax. I can't see a dude that play defense like a chair able to win unless you strategically put all type of defensive pieces around him. And that's still difficult to do. So again, I know where the Nico Harrison dude was trying to go. He was trying to go to, yo, let's build a team that dudes can actually play some defense because it looked pretty when you scoring a bunch of points during the regular season. But when it comes to the playoffs, you're going to have to be able to stop dudes in critical moments. We already know this NBA is a no defense league. But in critical moments during the playoffs, everybody need to get critical stops. And that's hard to do when you got a dude like Luka on the court, man. Anybody see Luka, they say it's party time. Anybody, yo. I don't care if it's a third string point guard. When they see Luka, they say it's party time. It's similar to Steve Nash. So history repeats itself pertaining to some of these players, man. And it shows why they didn't win championships. Steve Nash running around with the rock and then just being used as a play toy when he's on defense is the same thing dudes do to Luka. Like Luka defense is horrendous. When you think of
Mhm.
him, when you think of James Harden, when you think of certain players, none of them have championships. None of them. So if I'm a GM and I'm looking at this and I'm studying the game, I'm saying, yo, Luka is kind of built like a doughboy and he don't play defense. We got to get this dude out of here. But of course, you got to get something worth getting back in return. You can't get a dude AD, aka always down. You can't go get that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you never gonna see your team come together because this dude is never gonna be in a lineup. So how do you build that cohesion? How do you get that team chemistry with a dude that's never in the lineup, yo? So again, if they wanted to fire the dude, they probably should have fired him the minute they seen AD was coming to town. They should have fired him based on that. But other than that, I think these organizations is moving too fast, man. Nobody expected Kyrie to go down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nobody expected all of these other things to happen, based upon uh, the Mavericks team in regards to all these additional players outside of Anthony Davis. So again, I wouldn't have fired the dude if I didn't fire him the minute AD walked into uh, Dallas,
yeah.
because
The moment they
everybody
made the
already knew.
trade, and let me add to that, right?
Everybody already knew what that was going to be, right? Bubble wrap is coming to town. If we don't bubble wrap this dude, even if we bubble wrap him, you already know he
It's
probably
damn as
only playing
good.
20 games.
They should have bubble wrapped him on a flight. You know what I'm saying? On his way
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Dallas. Right on,
Like
on
that
his way
dude
to Dallas, they should
again.
have bubble wrapped him. Matter of fact, talk
So,
about it.
so
Didn't he get hurt literally the first game he came into
yes,
Dallas?
yes, 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 yes. That's what I'm trying
That's
to say, man.
crazy.
You don't gotta be Nostradamus to figure this out.
Yeah. Only thing
You
I
don't
would
gotta be
say,
Nostradamus.
look, he was healthy enough to get that one chip with LeBron. So
Yeah.
the least you can do, and I'm talking about Dallas, right, is you allow this season to play out at this point. Like you said, if you're
Mm-hmm.
not wasn't going to fire him right at the point of the trade, you allow the season to play out, allow Kyrie to return, um, allow him to, hopefully be healthy and see if you can get lucky and get a healthy year out of them and see what that look like. You get what I'm saying? That's my
Mm-hmm.
take and my opinion on that. But yeah, I agree. I think like everybody is mad at the Luka trade or getting rid of Luka. I don't think I like GMs that take risks. Right,
Mm-hmm.
so I wasn't mad at him looking at that because I don't think any GM would have made that move. So I reward that to say, you know what, um, we lacking here. I don't think we could win with Luka, whether he's the franchise player or not. I want to see if I can make a move for him. And I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with the move. It's just who you got in return. A guy that barely could get through a full season and have shown that
Yeah.
time and time again. Also, while I have a problem with it, is at this point in Kyrie, I don't know if Kyrie is a true number one at this point in his career. Right? At this point in his career, I just don't know if Kyrie is a true number one. So I feel like now you have a dude that's not available majority of the season, right? Then you have a dude in Kyrie, which may have to roll into that number one spot. And at this point in his career, I don't know if he's a true number one to carry a team to a championship. So if you're saying Luka defense um is a setback that you can't win championships with Luka defense and the goal is to win rings or at least get a ring. I don't know if Kyrie at this point in his career is a true number one to carry you to a ring. And Anthony Davis haven't shown that either. So
Well, let me
Anthony
well
Davis
let me
got his ring
respond.
being a number two.
Yeah, well, let me respond to that based on Kyrie, because I think Kyrie has grown tremendously. They style would be different. Again, the way Luca played, yo, I give Luca credit. Super talented. Super talented. Even though he a dope boy, he's super talented in what he do with the basketball. But with that being said, they don't really use their other pieces. They
Oh, you know
don't
me and you
really
agree on
use.
that. We agree on that. That's not where I
So,
was
so
going
what
with
I'm
that, Mike. I'm
saying,
gonna let you get back to
no,
that
but what
though.
I'm
Go ahead.
saying is, what I'm saying is, Ra, with Kyrie stepping into number one, it's going to look different. The flow of the offense is going to look different. He's
Absolutely.
still going to be able to get his 25. I'm telling you, this NBA is a joke. He's still going to be able to get his 25 because Kyrie bag is Kyrie bag. The difference is these other requisite pieces is going to be used much better versus the way they use with Luca just standing around.
No, no,
Like,
I agree with that 100%. What I'm going with that is even with that, we understand you're going to play a better brand of basketball, right? They're going to
mm.
play a better brand with basketball because the ball's not going to stick as much, and that's where you was going with it, right?
And
So
you
it's going to be
can't
a better
win.
brand. It's going to be a
Rod,
better
you
brand, but
can't win with the Luca brand of basketball. The
yeah,
only one
we
that's
agree with
won
that.
with
That's
it
the
was
Harden.
LeBron. The
Yep.
only one that won with that brand of basketball was LeBron in the history. And the only reason he won is because he stacked the deck to win. Like, again, you can't win. You can't win
Yeah.
with that brand of basketball. You can't win
Yep.
with it.
No,
So
no,
you
I
got a
agree with you.
piece. Yeah, but you got a piece. Like, okay, so let's put it into perspective. You got a piece that can't play defense, that seemed like he on a chubby side. Let's call a spade a spade, and you looking at the history of basketball and he actually make you play a style that's never won besides with one dude that stacked the deck. That's it. Nobody else has ever won with that brand of
So
basketball.
we on the same
So
page with that. Where I was going with it is I still think you're lacking something when if you're getting rid of Luka, right? I think what year Kyrie is at this point? 14, 15? Like Kyrie is
yeah,
deep
he's
in
late.
now.
But
He's deep in
Rod,
the
you only giving yourself basically like a 2 year window to win. You got Cooper Flag that
yeah,
came
but
in.
that's the question
Let
I
him.
was gonna ask you. That's the question I was gonna ask you. With that, at this point in Kyrie's career, can Kyrie be a true number one and carry you to the promised land? I don't know. I don't really think so at this point in his career. Like I
I
get
think
you're gonna
I
play a better brand of ball, but I don't think Kyrie because AD haven't been a true number one. I don't think he is. So your true number one on this team, if they healthy, is Kyrie, a healthy Kyrie. And at this point in his career, maybe a few years back, I would say so without a question of doubt. Even on Brooklyn Nets, I would say so. But what I have seen from him in the playoffs lately, you can tell he lost a step.
oh
Like
yeah.
he's still able to
And
get you
again,
25, don't get me wrong, but he lost a step and how he able to do that. Like it used to look very effortless. It don't look as effortless when we get to the playoffs and the ball is in Kyrie's hand to make things happen.
yeah, but if you
Those
do
shots is
it as
becoming
a
more contested, more difficult, and we know he's probably one of the best at making difficult shots. But we also seen that don't get you to the promised land either. AKA, we have watched the last couple of playoffs of Kyrie and how he struggled against certain
yeah,
teams, like a Boston. Like we
but
don't
let's
seen
be
it.
clear. But let's be clear. This discussion is framed based on prior injury Kyrie. No one knows how Kyrie is going to come back
Which
based
make it
upon
even
this
worse.
injury. Yeah, yeah, but again, they didn't make the trade thinking that this dude was going to get hurt. And that's why I'm putting it into its proper context. Prior
Mm-hmm.
to Kyrie getting hurt, do I think he can be a number one and they changed their brand of basketball? Yes. We even seen when the trade first took place, the Mavericks defense looked like, yo, maybe we can look similar to a baby OKC with the defense that they was able to play in the length that they had on the floor. Again, this changes how a team win basketball games.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have had no problem with Kyrie being number one. And because Kyrie has matured based on the Boston stops and all these different stops, I see a Cooper Flag coming in, being comfortable and being able to ingratiate himself,
I agree.
not get his talent stepped on based on a Luka or somebody that play this horrendous
Oh,
style of
let me add to
basketball.
that. Cooper Flat fits right in. He would have fit right in.
That's my point.
So I agree.
With a
I
hold,
just
but
feel
with a Kyrie and an Anthony Davis, he
at
could
the
fit
half front.
right in.
Yeah, at the
With
half
a
front. But you got to
Luka,
remember, with a Luca, they don't even get number one pick though. I mean, well, who knows how they even got number one pick now? But
yeah,
some will
I'm just throwing it
argue,
out there.
yeah, some will argue with Luca. They don't even get a number one pick in the NBA. But yeah, I agree 100%. Cooper Flag fit right in, and he's gonna look better even right now. And I don't want to go too deep into it, but I just throw this out there because he having some struggles right now. But that's because he don't have those guys. I think he looked that
Mhm.
much better with them. You get what I'm saying?
Oh
I
yeah,
think his game fits right in where now he can be a piece that could just implement his style of play and the way he and the things that he like to do and implement his game and be able to fit right into those. So I agree. I think Kyrie or AD don't step on that, and I agree 100% with a Luca. Um, Cooper Flag do not fit in that old structure roster. That wouldn't work. So I agree a
yeah.
thousand percent. I agree 1,000% with that. I think we're on the same page when it comes to that. But yeah, I agree. I think it just come down to that firing was a little too early. I think you got to give him a full season at this point. If you wasn't going to fire him when he made that trade, then you allow this to play out and allow a full season to play out and hope and keep your fingers crossed that AD could give you a healthy season. Kyrie will be returning this year and see how that look because I think they got a true contender roster if they could be healthy long enough for it to work
Yeah,
out. Maybe that's
but
how he was looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, but
that's the
Rob,
risk in that gamble. You know what I'm saying? So
people got to keep it a buck. If you telling me the name of the game is to win championships, and I'm seeing some my franchise player that have a stranglehold on a franchise, and I know I can't win a championship with him, then yes, you can question what I got back in return, which is what you and I are discussing. Anthony
hmm
Davis. Like, come on now. You could have went and got younger pieces. You could have went and got all types of stuff for Luka. To bring back Anthony Davis, that would have checked your boxes from a defense perspective and all of that. You know, like maybe you need to look at Victor Wemby, or who
man, ain't
knows?
nobody giving him
I'm
let me
just
get
thinking, yo, but I'm just saying the
yeah.
way people held Luca in high regards is not like somebody had just throw you out the room for suggesting it. Now, of course, the Spurs would have been retarded to do it. But what I'm saying is, nobody would have said, oh, this dude is smoking something if you threw that trade out there. This is how high in regards they held Luca. So to come back with a dude that's never even available, forget his
Yeah,
his
who
skill
else?
set.
I mean, I'm trying to think the filler holes he was looking and he was looking for a big scene. I'm trying to think, damn, who else could he have went and got? Because another person that came to my mind was Embiid, but Embiid always out too. That dude is another dude
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
always out.
Yeah, and B done got that money. He done. You know,
Yeah,
stick a fork in
yeah,
him. Stick a fork
so
in him. I don't even see him finishing this season. To be frank, he gonna
yeah,
say he got some
I don't
type of
know if he even
injury.
started the season, let alone finish
Yeah,
it.
they've
You
been
know what I'm
playing this dude 20 minutes, messing my over and unders up. Like, yo, I ain't got time for it.
saying?
You get what I'm saying? That dude and B, stick a fork in him, man. He's done. And he's one
Yeah,
of the most talented bigs we ever seen in the history of the game. It's just these dudes don't got the IQ of how to really play basketball.
how to
And then
dominate.
I can't yeah, and then I can't knock some of these bigs based on their health. Of course, I don't know their regiment and how they take care of their body, but that's always a difficult thing when it comes to bigs this size, these 7 footers, is whether they still stay healthy. You know, like you got the Greg Odens of the world and people like that. That career basically never really started because their health literally declined immediately. That size, that weight to be lugging and pushing up and down the court for however many games takes a toll on a body. And you just don't know how these 7 footer bodies are going to hold up, yo. Especially when they got a little weight on a frame. You really don't, you know? So I'm not even knocking Embiid based on his health because we've seen this story too many times. You just don't know how their health is going to go. But
Yeah,
skill wise, he's one of the more skilled big men we ever seen in the history of the game. He just don't got the IQ like most of these dudes based on this era on how to use the skill, which doesn't allow him to be as dominant as he should be. If you got an MB and you got other requisite pieces, you should be talking championship.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Well, again, he like I said, he got a similar AD problem. You know what I'm saying? He's always down as well. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
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 but yeah, I agree. There's several things you could have did. You definitely don't go and get somebody that's not going to be available long enough. And like I said, maybe you was wishing on the star that you could get a season out of him because, like I said, LeBron got one good full season out of him when they got that ring. So, was that was COVID year though, right?
Yeah, remember they locked them in a
Yeah,
bubble to do
yeah,
that. You know, like that's what I mean. You know, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like you got to put this man in a bubble wrap, man. They literally locked this man in a bubble,
to
yo,
get a ring.
to get that
Oh
done.
shit! Always down, got a
Like,
big
come
bubble
on,
wrap.
man.
Shit.
Come
That's
on, man.
crazy. Nah, that's funny.
Like,
Oh shit.
so again, yo.
You. That's crazy.
But these organizations, Rob, be bugging though with some of these firings. I
Violence.
think I think they premature. Like I said, I would have been upset as the owner or anybody attached to the organization the minute I seen AD because I already we seen this story, we seen this movie. You already know what it's going to be. Forget his skill set and what it possibly can be. This dude is never available. You know, he's never
Yeah.
available, yo. And then when you thinking what I was talking about pertaining to these 7 footers, and he already showed that yo, I can't stay healthy again, that's the gamble in the trade, not trading Luka. Because to me, you don't win a championship with Luka. I don't care they went to the finals and all of this stupidness. I don't care how close you get. You won't win, yo. You won't
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
History has shown you will not win, man. Like this dude got to be able to play some type of defense. And you and I had these conversations before. These type of players, the Lukas, the Steve Nash, the James Hardens, these dudes should never win an MVP. They should never win an MVP in a season, man. You can't be a straight liability on one side of the basketball and then call yourself most valuable player of anything. Of anything. Like, yo,
Yeah.
this
Two
stuff is
sides of the court.
absurd. Yeah, this
Word.
is absurd, man. Like if you want to
Word.
say like how they do in football, you know, most outstanding offensive player or whatever the case. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm
Yeah,
with
you're
that.
right.
Give a look at that. But most valuable player, like defense don't matter. Like defense don't help win games. Yo, this stuff is insane, man. This stuff is insane.
Yeah.
I'm the Nico dude. I'm getting rid of Luca too. This is what I'm saying. I'm getting rid of Luca. I'm just not
Yeah.
bringing in always down. I'm not bringing in always down for him, but I'm getting him out of there, man. Especially why his stock is so high because the dude looked chubby a lot of the times, yo. I don't know if he gonna turn into Raymond Felton off the court or what. You get what I'm saying? So I need to get this dude out of here when his stock is high and build the requisite pieces to win a championship if that's what we playing for. If we playing for the crowd, if we playing for jersey sales, if we playing for all of this other stuff, it's a bad trade. If you playing to win a championship, it's not a bad trade. Is the
Yeah, I
Lakers
agree.
closer to winning a championship now? Of course not. Of course not. Of course they're not closer to winning a championship. Who looks at that roster and say, you know what? Who could beat the Lakers? Well, most teams could beat the Lakers. That's what I mean. Like this stuff, man, of what people think is important in the game of basketball is not, man. And defense matters. You got a chair on the court. When you trying to play team defense, you got a chair on the court named Luka. And dudes is literally treating him like a chair. And you saying, oh, why did you trade the chair? He getting 40, 10, and 10. Yeah, and what the dude guarding him getting? So again,
Yeah.
I'm off my soapbox pertaining to that. I'm just saying, like, yo, this stuff is wild crazy, man.
Nah, I agree 1,000%. But talking about premature firing, the jump over to football. The Brian uh, Dayball or Daboll, whatever his name is. But yeah, Brian
Dayball,
Dayball,
I believe it's
I
right.
think it's
Yeah,
Dayball.
Brian
Yeah,
Dayball.
right. Yeah, Brian
Mm-hmm.
Dayball. What's your thoughts? You know, they just got rid of him. From my understanding, he was the major one behind drafting Jaxson Dart. Um, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna say the same thing, man. These organizations fire prematurely, man.
Yeah,
Again, to me, that type of firing, Rob, you have to have expectations to me to actually fire a dude mid-season or whatever the case may be. What was the expectations for the Giants? Can somebody tell me?
I have no idea.
Whether it's Jackson, Dart, or Russell,
But I'm
or
gonna chime in on this. I'm gonna chime in. I know what the problem is here. Remember, they went and got Jameis Winston. They went and got Russell Wilson, and before they drafted Jackson Dart. And going into this draft, you had a bunch of teams going to get these old quarterbacks out of their proms, acting like they're gonna save organizations. I never seen nothing like it in my life. From
Mhm.
Pittsburgh to Cleveland to the Giants. To, even though Geno is not that really, how old is Geno?
I don't know. I think he probably like 36 or something like
Oh my
that.
God.
I think he.
Raiders. Like this is what I'm saying. The list goes on, and I never seen franchise after franchise after franchise go and get old quarterbacks out their prime and bring them in like they about to save an organization. Like none of those
Yeah, but I got.
quarterbacks showed anything that make previously that make you have all these high expectations coming into the next seasons. Like these dudes was really getting these quarterbacks acting like they were saviors, and they all pretty much had to go to their young quarterback pretty early in the season.
Yeah, but Rob,
So
who thought who thought the Giants was going to be good when they got Russell
they
Wilson?
did. They did.
Come
They
on,
thought they was
stop,
gonna be better than this.
stop it.
Mike, these teams thought they was gonna get
Nobody
about
was
six
talking.
wins.
Nobody
Six,
talking
7 wins,
playoffs.
not good. No, not good in playoffs. But dudes was
That's my
expecting to
point.
get. But dude, Mike, these teams got about 2 wins right now. We talking about. They
All
was
right, Rob.
expecting
So
to
you
get
going
six,
oh
7 wins.
so you going so expectations is to get 6 wins. You gonna fire dudes midway, and they got two. They on their way. They got two
They ain't
wins.
on their way to
Like
six. They on their way to like
they
4 or 5.
right on track. They right
they,
on track.
they they
Like
ain't
what are
on
we talking
track, bro.
about, man?
Yo,
Look, Rob.
but some of these
Here's the
teams, Mike,
problem.
hold, let me say this. Some of these teams did think. So, for example, Cleveland thought they was going to be able to make a playoff run with Flacco because of the defense they had. So some of these teams did thought they was going to have the ability to make a playoff run.
Hmm.
I don't really know what Giants' expectation was because I don't really know what their defense side of the ball was looking like.
Yeah, it was
But
nothing.
dudes, yeah,
I'll
but
tell
dudes
you.
thought that they had expectations to be better than this. So just to throw that out there. Whether we
I
agree or
told
not, they
you.
had expectations based off of these old ass quarterbacks that they'd be better than this.
Yeah, and you and I discussed the Flacco, and I told you Cleveland was on a rocker pertaining to that. So we'll
We're
touch on
gonna get
that.
into that.
Uh,
I'm not even
yeah,
going. I
yeah,
don't even want
yeah,
to
yeah.
jump to go.
We'll touch on that another time. Here's the real issue, right? Which is Jackson Dart. When you put a quarterback in, a lot of the times the team start taking on the personality of the quarterback.
I know where you're going with this.
Jackson Dart is a front runner and he's a folder. I've said it early and I'm going to say it again. These dudes got multiple games up at least double digit points, at least 10 points, and they lost these games. Why did they lose these games? Because the minute the team start putting pressure and you start getting a critical moments, Jackson Dart can't make a play. This dude go from bad to worse.
Every time.
When he
Every
looking
time.
good, but when he looking good, Rob, he talking, he dancing, he smacking helmets, he dabbing, he doing everything. He feeling himself. The minute he make a bad play or two, and a team start to capitalize off those plays, you start to see the avalanche right in front of your face. This dude is a folder. If I'm the Giants, and this is gonna sound crazy, if I'm a Giants, you see how you sitting on the couch, Rob? I am shutting Jaxson Dart down and making this dude go sit on the couch, yo.
He's already
He
injured.
needs to go see a therapist.
He's injured. That's what they fight him. He's
No,
injured.
I'm talking
But
about for the rest of the season. I'm talking about for the rest of the season. He need to go sit on a therapist's couch, yo. He need to go sit on a therapist's couch and
look,
tell him why he feel that pressure get on him when they get up 10 points and why he can't make plays once it start getting the critical moments and how did he grow up, and he got to talk about all that stupidness, yo, because it's not physical, is mental, which is the reason I had an issue with this dude coming to New York anyway. Because they giving him a little bit of grace now, but the New York fans is like no other. The minute they realize, oh my goodness, this dude Dart is a folder. They may be yelling folder from the stands. They may be having
oh,
lawn
they're gonna boo
chairs
him
in
out
the.
of there. All
Yeah,
that
they gonna boo him
swag and
out.
all that is gonna go out the
Look,
window. They're gonna boo that kid out of there. And look, the funny thing is, we the only ones saying this. And let me make this clear: we the only ones saying this. And that's because we actually sat back and watched this kid. We said it before the draft. We saying it now after the draft, right? And the reason why he have grace right now is because a lot of people is looking at it as rookie mistakes, but a lot of people didn't watch him in college. So they just
mm-hmm.
looking at, oh, he's making rookie mistakes, but they not seeing that he have a history of this. Of when
Yeah.
games get tight and games get close. Now I watched several games this season that they blew. What was that against the Saints? No, sorry, Denver. That they gave up 33 points.
Oh,
Yeah,
33. Yeah, 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 yeah,
the
yeah.
defense was
33 and a quarter.
ferocious. The defense was ferocious, but it was 5 minutes and some change with a double-digit lead. New York get the ball, and what does Jaxson Dart do on the first drive? He throws an interception for damn near a return for a pick seven,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Then we watch against the Patriots. He almost threw three interceptions back to back, three to
The
four
back.
interceptions back to back on that damn drive. And if it wasn't for penalties, and the Patriots wanted the damn interception so bad that they plays was damn near fighting each other, like literally crashing into each other mid-air, trying to get the interception because he literally was
Yeah.
throwing it to anybody. If it
You
wasn't for penalties, they wouldn't even been able to continue that job. He would have turned it over there. I could count 3 or 4 games, and dudes looking at it as rookie mistakes because they didn't watch him in college, and he did the same shit in college. It's nothing
yeah.
different. And when dudes realize, oh, this is what he do in New York, and this is no more just rookie mistakes. This is his makeup. Oh man, you can't be like that in New York. You gotta
Yeah.
rise to the moment. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
gotta rise to the moment in New York. When dudes realize that, the fans is going. So all the swag that dudes think he have and all that, whatever they feel that kid have, um, that's all like you said, front runner stuff. When the game is good, and we said that in college. Like yo, he
Yeah.
looked good when the game is good. Every time the game get tight, I remember I was talking to Stretch. He was talking about I think the first Philly game they had. And he like, yo, he
Mm-hmm.
looked good, blah blah. I said, yeah, but Philly never made the game tight. They went and played Philly the second time. Soon as they scored and made the game look tight, what he do? I think he went and fumbled it or turned it over. Like he does this. We can point out game after game after game
Yeah.
after game. Every time the game gets slightly tight, or they put a little pressure on their lead, he start looking bad. All the plays that
And
he was making just go out the window. I think that Denver
but
game where he
Rod,
threw over 300 something yards and then just turned the ball over somehow, throws an interception
yeah,
right into the
and
door.
all he needed,
Like,
and Rod, the Denver game, all he needed was to make a couple of plays, and they'd have won the game
and they won the
anyway.
game. No matter
Granted,
how bad the
granted,
defense looked.
granted,
No
the
matter how
defense
defense looked.
was atrocious. When you let somebody put 33 on you in a quarter, like you
Yeah,
should
but
get
Mike, this is the
fined.
thing. He helped with that. When you throw an
Oh
interception
yeah,
and
yeah.
basically return for a pick seven, you might as well take seven of that. That's yours right there.
No,
That's
I get that,
yours.
Rod. I get that, but 33 and a quarter, you should be fine. You get what
No,
I'm
no,
saying?
yeah. I
Like
mean, look, the
you
defense is
you
horrible, but
like
you hit it on the nose earlier, Mike. The team start taking on the traits of their leader. And when your leader
yeah.
a folder, guess what? Your team start to fold. You get what I'm
And
saying?
Rod,
When your head is
Rod,
a folder, the team start to fold. And that's all that
and
was.
and let me
That's
say
all
this,
that
Rod,
was.
because it's not only his play, and people get it twisted because we touching on his play and explaining how this dude fold in critical moments. Like this is who he is. But I'm not just looking at his play. The dude body language ain't the same. You don't see none of that
Mm-hmm.
dancing. You don't see none of all of that foolishness that he do when he out there handling business in the beginning of a game or when things aren't tight. Like I said, he's a front runner. And if you allow them to stay in front, he can look good. If you make it a close game and it's time that both teams got to make plays to decide who's going to win the game, if you attach your horse to Jaxson Dart, you taking an L. Period.
Yeah.
This dude has some mental blockage there, man. And I'm telling you, it may sound funny and all that, I'm shutting this dude down, man. The rest of the season, I don't care if the dude ain't hurt no more, if he could get off of IR. This dude is mentally hurt, yo. He need to go to the couch and tell a therapist what happened growing up, yo. Like he need to explain these things, man. Because
Yeah. Look, I
I'm
don't.
telling you, I can't see it working right in New York because they're giving him what you call rookie grace right now. They're giving him rookie grace. But the minute the daggone media start turning on him and realizing what we've been saying all along, and that narrative start coming out there, and the fans realize it, oh my goodness,
Yeah. Look, we
In New
called it.
York,
But look, they made it even worse for themselves with this firing, though, Mike. Because the one person that believed in him so much was Brian Dable. I
and
don't
look
even
where that
know if
got
he
him.
performed this good his
But
rookie season as well. He's performed early in the season, counting the meltdowns towards the end of games. But just him starting out the way he was playing, Brian Dable had a big part of his confidence in the swag that came out. So you get rid
mhm.
of the coach that kind of believed in him enough to even get him to this point. You get rid of that coach, I don't know how it look. And then the firing is even more stupid because you got a rookie quarterback. That's number one, right? Then you lost Malik Neighbors. That's
Mhm.
number two. So you lost his top receiver that he's out there playing with. And I think they had lost another receiver. I forgot who. I think they lost one of they second or third option on a receiver
Then
recently.
they lose the
So
running. Then they lose the running back.
oh
Wasn't
yeah,
he
they lost
hurt?
Scatterable. They lost Scatterable. I forget who's
Scottable.
receiver. Yup, they lost
Yeah.
Scatterable. Who gonna be he's legit. Who's gonna be good? And I was saying he was gonna be good before the draft. So legit. White boy. So yeah, you lose your top running back, you lose your top receiver, and then you hit with this rookie quarterback. Like how you not give him a full season healthy? Whether I agree with the Jaxson Dart pick or not, how do you not get the Daboll do a full season with a healthy roster with this kid? So now you taking the coach that believed in him to bring in some other type of coach in there. How does that now look? How does that mesh? How does that work together? I think like again, the premature firing is crazy to me. I don't know how you don't give him a full season um to work with the quarterback he picked. Like why you even
Yeah.
letting these guys pick let me and now I'm gonna like why you even letting these dudes draft quarterbacks? If you're not gonna give them a
Yeah.
full season, and once the quarterback show any promise, which he have done, whether I feel he's a folder or not, he has shown some type of promise through his rookie
Oh
season.
yeah,
Once the
definitely.
dude
He's
show
talented though, Rod.
it,
Rod, let me say this because it seemed like we riding the dude and all that type of stuff. Like this is a mental thing. That's why I say he need to go sit on the couch. Because if I felt like he wasn't talented, I would just call him a bum. He's far from a bum.
yeah,
He's
he's
actually
legit.
talented.
He's legit.
He's talented. But that talent only shows up when things are going well. Like I
Yeah,
said, he's a front runner. He's a front runner. And the minute things get tight and you really about to have to focus and make plays in order to win games, and that's for both parties, both teams, Jaxson Dart becomes trash at that point. He
yep,
becomes trash. This
I
is his
agree.
history, man. And I wouldn't be saying that he need to go to a couch and talk to a therapist if I didn't think he had the talent. He got all the talent in the world. He got
Yeah.
all the talent in the world. This is a mental blockage that I don't think the dude is going to be able to overcome. They need to shut the dude down and
Yeah,
put him
but
on the
you made
couch.
it worse, Mike. That's my point. You talking about that, but you made it worse when you take the head coach that believed in him. Like part of the confidence he did come out with is due to Brian Daboll and the confidence he installed in him.
Yeah,
So
but Rob, that's why I say these firings is premature. And in order to justify a firing, to me, it has to have a level of expectation that people aren't living up to. What expectation is it at the Giants organization with the current roster that they
I
had
told you,
with
son.
all, yeah,
Six
with all the
wins.
dudes though
Six
that you,
six
that, but
wins.
all
That
the
was
dudes that
the
you mentioned, all the dudes that you mentioned that went down as well with
yeah.
a rookie quarterback. And like, what are you expecting? What is your expectations at that point? Dart already showed flashes. He showed some flashes. So if you don't really see that he's a folder, you feel like, yo, we got our future right here. Me, I disagree because he's a folder. Not because of
Mm-hmm.
his talent, because this dude is a legitimate folder. He was a folder in college and he came right to the NFL and he didn't miss a beat. He's a folder. They probably lead the league. I don't know the stats, but they probably lead the league with double digit daggone
Leaves that
winning
was
games
blown.
by double digits and actually losing those games. They probably lead the league right now, yo. And again, I'm just going off the head with that. But I know too many games that they should have won, that they took a L, and they took a L. We could talk about the defense, we could talk about all that, but Jaxson Dart did what he does, and that was, may I fold? And the answer was, yes, you may.
Yeah, he did it multiple games. Like I said, it's a pattern of it. But another one. Since we on this topic, we could go into Cleveland. Kevin
Oh,
Stefanski.
I don't even want. I don't even
Kevin
want to talk about these
Stefanski.
clowns, man. I don't even want to like. I'm
Yo, we
tired
ain't
of
gonna
wasting my
we ain't gonna
time.
touch on this shit for long. But I do have a question for you. Number one, two questions, two-part question. Should he be fired? Number one. Everybody talk about it, so I figure we get our thoughts out there. And are the Cleveland currently trying to tank this season?
They not trying. They doing it. Like yo, what we talking about, yo? Like what are we looking at, yo? What are we looking at? Like really, son? Like what are we looking at? Like they
Yo,
literally doing it. So
yeah,
yeah, when you talk about expectations, like I said, attacks to firings. They got an incredible defense. With an incredible defense, you should have some type of expectations. You shouldn't come into the season saying, yo, we're going to lose every game. Like, you shouldn't come into the season with half of your squad being that dominant. Like, Cleveland is a joke. The organization is a joke. The Kevin Stefanski nigga is a joke. Their quarterback is a joke. Like everything they got going on is a joke, yo. It's a joke. So again, when you ask a question that everybody could clearly see, are they tanking a season? Of course they are, yo. Of course they are.
but my question is
Like
for
I
what?
didn't want to discuss these dudes.
But my question is for what? Like, who you going to get? Let me tell you this. This is why I say who you going to get. The quarterback you drafted in the fifth round had a better college career than all the quarterbacks coming out right now.
Exactly.
And not just career, his senior season was better than all the quarterbacks. You can line them all up that's currently about to enter the draft. Right now, Shedeur would be talked about as the number one pick. If we could just put his senior year and match it up to theirs and redo the draft with him in this class, Shedeur would be talked about as the number one pick with nobody even close to the goddamn race.
Agreed. Agreed.
So who
You
the
know
hell
you
are
and
you
I.
taking for?
Yeah. You know you and I are in agreement. You and I are in
Who
agreement
the
when
fuck
it
are you
comes to
taking
it.
for? Arch Manning stuck it up. They probably still gonna find a way to push him up, but they already talking about
But
him returning for another year.
that's your man.
Nah,
That's
that's
your
my guy.
man. You
Chill, chill,
know,
chill. That's my
yeah,
guy.
yeah. You know, I ain't gonna let you off
He
the
need another
hook,
year.
son.
He
You
need
know,
another
I
year.
ain't gonna let you
He
off
need
the hook.
another year, son. He need
And
another
I
year. Leave him
swear,
in.
yo, I swear,
Chill.
son. I think the Mannings banned your man Archie, son, from saying Omaha. I think they banned him, son, because he was looking so bad. They said, yo,
Yo,
them niggas hit him. They hit him on the back phone,
yo,
son.
the
They
most
said,
funny is,
yo, we don't want to ever hear you say Omaha, yo. Like you
yo,
gotta get your game up to a certain level to say Omaha, Omaha, yo. And your man Archie, son.
yo,
Look.
they said
What
the
can I
man
say
is,
about your
they
man
said the
Archie?
man is, they said the man is not even claiming him as they, as claiming him as the nephew no more.
Yo,
They said the
yo,
man
I'm
is not
telling
even
you, man.
claiming him.
Yo, Archie is
Yo,
looking rough.
but
So for
yo,
all these people, but Rob, for all these people, all these talking heads that said, "Oh, in Cleveland, they just see what they got because it's such an incredible class coming next
but
year."
remember, I was
So
saying that.
Cleveland,
But Mike, yo, and I said this. I said, yo, this shit ain't basketball, right? Because basketball, a freshman class could come in and get drafted, right? So for you
mm-hmm.
to be saying the following class is going to be so incredible, they would have had to show they was incredible the year before. Am I correct? None of
I
those
think that's how
dudes.
logic works.
That's common sense. They was already playing.
Yeah.
None of those dudes that was sophomores or juniors that was returning to college football as quarterbacks. None of them dudes look better than any of the top picks. I got any of the top prospects. Let me not even say top picks because we
Mm-hmm.
know one of the top prospects wasn't the top pick. So look better than
Mm-hmm.
any other previously top prospects from this draft. None of them. Like, I don't see no quarterback that would be drafted higher than Cam Ward. And they was like, oh, Cam Ward, any other class would be a second round pick. None of them look better than what he looked like in college. None of them right now. I
Agreed.
don't see none of them look
Agreed.
better than Jackson Dart. What he
Dog,
looked
I
like
was
in
about to say
college.
that.
Like,
I was about
yo,
to say
so
that. They
who is,
don't. They
and they
don't.
didn't look better previously. So who is this class that they made up? Like, they downplayed that whole class to
I
make
mean,
one dude.
some of them look like your man Dylan Gabriel though.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just
Look,
I'm just
Mike.
saying, yeah.
I look.
Some of them,
I may argue. Dylan Gabriel may be a top three in this class right now.
yo, some of them look like him though, you know.
Yeah,
So
he may be. He may be. Look, picking him in the first round might not be a bad pick if he coming out in this draft. You know what I'm saying? With these dudes that's coming out, him in the first, second round may be a good pick. Like these dudes look horrible, man. So I don't know who they'd be tanking for. Um, but as far as the Kevin Stefanski dude, I know dude's calling from his neck. I don't think he should get fired mid-season. Um, Only reason why I say that because that would just be another excuse to not put Shedeur in the game. I think what dudes is missing. Dudes think this is a Cleveland Brown decision. I truly think this was an NFL organization decision
agreed,
for multiple
agreed.
reasons. It was they wherever it came from, obviously up top somewhere. These owners came together for whatever reason. And we know Prime have something to do with it, but a lot of times a situation like this is multifaceted. It's not just one reason. It's multifaceted that they don't put in their head a reason why they want to blackball somebody. It's usually not just one reason unless it's something that's like just straight out there. Like a Kaepernick situation, it was just clear cut. But a
Mhm.
lot of times it'd be stuff behind the scenes and it'd be multifaceted. It'd be multiple things that they're trying to get done at once. And this is not a Cleveland Brown to me mishandling. This is an NFL making a statement that they made during draft, and they tried their best to hold that statement throughout the season. It was clear that they
Mhm.
wasn't going to draft him at all. That was clear.
Yeah.
Shedeur was going to go undrafted. That was the plan. The noise got too loud. They had to draft the kid, and they went on to Plan B, which bury him at the end of the bench. And you could just tell by the options, right? You gave him
Mhm.
Baltimore Ravens with an MVP there. You gave him the Eagles with a championship quarterback there. So you already getting buried at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the bench. And anybody that said he should have went to those two teams, he was still going to be um the third quarterback on the depth chart. They was going whatever other
Mm-hmm.
veteran quarterback that was there, they was going to put him ahead because again, this was an NFL organization decision and then got to do with no specific um team. You know what I'm saying? They was going to bury
Mm-hmm.
him regardless, and that went out. You know, this is still a good old boy league, so we know how that worked.
Yep.
And nobody is trying to ruffle the other one feathers
Mm-hmm.
because they all in the same rooms. They all dealing with the same type of businesses. They all got to cross paths. They all got to deal with each other. And when it's time to blackball somebody, they're gonna come together and do it. Whether they agree or disagree, nobody is trying to piss the other one off and bark up that
Agreed.
tree. You know what I'm saying? So
Agreed.
this is obviously an NFL decision to do, but you can't control everything. You know what I'm saying? And they planned. They was hoping Flacco hold up and give them a good season. He didn't. They went with this Dylan Gabriel kid. He's stinking it up. I think he only got about one more week before you get the fans exploding. And then I think you got to put Shedeur in the game at this point. So I think they done lost control of it. I think if you fire Kevin Stefanski, you give a new coach, you give a new excuse, right? Just like they had the excuse of, oh, we going to take away the play calling from the head coach and put it into the offensive coordinator. So then the excuse was, oh, let's see how he looks. Dylan Gabriel look with a new offensive coordinator. I don't give a hell who you put as the damn offensive coordinator. He is what he is. The dude ain't good enough.
Yeah.
Point
They
blank
can't
period.
make
It's
him
gonna look the
taller.
same. Yeah,
They
it,
can't
it
make his
doesn't
own
matter.
talent better. They
There's
can't
nothing you
do
could
any of
do.
those
They,
things.
I mean, and I
It
never
is what
like,
it is.
and I never saw people go such lengths to make a third round try to look better. These dudes is rolling their pocket out 15 yards, rolling, doing drop backs 20 yards back so he can see over the defensive line. Like I never seen so much done for a third rounder to try to look good, and he's still looking mediocre at best. I never seen it. They ain't even doing all this for Dan Cam Ward to make him look good over there in Tennessee. And he's your number one pick. So to do
Yeah.
all this to try to make a third rounder look good is a fucking joke, like you said in the beginning, is a joke. But I think they running out of things to do. I think if you fire him in the middle of the season, um, now you have another excuse to say, oh, we have a new head coach. Maybe he could do some things and draw up some things and with Dylan Gabriel. And then I think that'd be their best excuse or their best move if they really don't want Shedeur to get in the game. But honestly, I think it's getting to a point in Cleveland that Shedeur is making so much financial sense for them. Um, I think what's the dude name? The owner Haslam. I think he's getting to a point where he don't give a damn what the hell is the NFL decision on Shedeur. I think he's getting to a point where he's gonna play him. Because right now, from my understanding, son, they got tickets for $6, yo.
Yeah. Well, at the
six
end of the
dollar
day,
ticket. So
yeah,
money talks.
yeah. I thought there'd be $1. You know what they,
I mean, that may be
putting on the
next.
field.
It may be 50 cents. You keep fucking around, son. You keep fucking
uh,
around. Like, ain't
I'm
nobody gonna keep
son,
watching that little midget throw that shit to the ground, son. Like, come on,
I've
man.
been looking
Nobody
for a
give a fuck
cheap
about that
date,
shit.
son. I may take a flight, hit
Yo,
hit a Cleveland game. You get what I'm saying? Hit a Cleveland
yeah,
game, yo.
yeah, you
Hit
ain't never
somebody
lied,
tailgate.
son.
Get a couple of burgers. Not those glizzies you deal with. Get a
Yeah, you
couple of
got jokes,
burgers.
man.
And yo,
Son,
look.
that day ain't gonna be
Oh,
cheap after you do the flight in the hotel, son. But who knows? Cause you
nah,
know football be fucking up other prices, son. Ain't nobody gonna be flying into Cleveland. The
yo,
ticket prices
again,
might drop for the
that's
flight,
what
the hotels
that's what I'm
around it.
saying. The flight may be cheaper, all of that. How much the
Yeah,
flight gonna be if the game $6? You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
Especially the hotel. Imagine the hotel downtown, son. You probably get that shit for $25 a night. Make it
yeah,
25.
yeah. It's just how that football is, the business of Cleveland,
Yeah,
pertaining to football, basketball, when it comes to professional sports. This is why dudes was highly upset, when LeBron left Cleveland the
Left
first
Cleveland.
time, and then the second time, and people was thinking, oh, because he's from Cleveland and he just loved and adored, and yeah, that has something to do with it, but a lot that had to do with it is this dude literally had the Cleveland economy on his back.
Yeah,
So all that stuff went awry once LeBron left. People was eating like a fat rat. If you owned the bar in downtown, your
yeah.
bar was
And
packed. People drinking, watching the games, feeling good. Like, yo, everything was popping.
and LeBron is, LeBron's stardom is something different because I don't even think basketball has the effect Cleveland football has on the economy. I think that's a little bit more of a football town than it is basketball. So even
Hmm.
with a basketball team doing pretty well, it doesn't have the same effect as if Cleveland. I mean, besides the LeBron is just a different
Yeah.
breed when
Yeah,
it comes
yeah.
to that.
He's a
But
he's an economy mover by himself, and
yeah,
that
yeah.
was some of the hate or the backlash he got was people was thinking about their pockets, not their heart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that he's a different star power when you're speaking on things of that nature. But yeah, I mean, I think it's only a matter of time. Like again, what will change people direction, and I think change Cleveland direction is when your pockets start getting affected. Owners don't give a fuck about what Joe, I mean not Joe, Jay-Z said the Nets go 0 for 82, and I look at this shit like this shit gravy, and I think he own less than 1%. So if a nigga
Yeah.
that own less than 1% talking about nigga you losing every game and you looking at it like it's good, imagine a nigga that own 90% of the goddamn company or the franchise or whatever the case might be. So would definitely move owners. I don't. It's not necessarily wins or losses, and I think that's what people don't understand. Is them pockets being affected, and them ticket prices keep dropping like that. When you got tickets where you could get in the gate for $6, then that lets you know where things is heading. So I think it's only a matter of time. I really think he only got 1 week. I don't think they should fire Kevin Stefanski. Um, but yeah, after this year, yeah, yeah, he could go. He could go. He could kick rocks. He kick rocks, yo.
Yeah.
That dude, he kick rocks. I mean, you for first of all, just for the draft alone, you could kick rocks. You kick rocks. I mean,
Yeah, but we both know, as well as the world should know, that that wasn't his doing. Like that wasn't his doing.
yeah, but he
Like
did
the
want Dylan
NFL.
Gabriel. Not even just the Shedeur thing, man. Out of all the picks you could possibly pick, how the hell you pick Dylan Gabriel in the third round? Like we know the NFL blackball Shedeur, point blank, period. That was the NFL, and it wasn't no plan to draft him at all.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So that's clear. You still left out that draft with fucking Dylan Gabriel talking about the dude said that we had him rated as the number 2 quarterback coming into the class. On that
Yeah.
alone,
Yeah.
you should be fucking fired. What are we like? Huh?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
was like you got to remember, they traded back their number 2 pick as well. So they went back into the draft. They could have went back up and got themselves a Jaxson Dart or something like that. If you was going to do that, it was other like I don't know the Jalen Monroe kid out of Alabama. That would have been a decent project to get.
Yeah.
You
Much
get what I'm
better.
saying?
Much better.
Like so you had a couple of guys in that draft that if you was gonna get a quarterback, you could have got. And so this is my whole thing too, Mike. After you did that, now we have what we have. You got this dude in the third round, you got homie in the fifth round. The fact you're trying to stick with him is crazy to me. Like the writing is on the
Yeah.
wall.
But Rob, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Deshaun Watson supposed to be back?
He's on his way back. He's not back yet. They saying he
He's
supposed
supposed to be
to he
back, but he's supposed to be back in like the next week or two, right?
nah, they just cleared him for I think to be able to practice or training or whatever the case might be. So he's back being cleared for practice, but I don't think he's cleared for play yet.
Gotcha. Because here's what I'm thinking, that they keeping Dylan Gabriel out there just for enough time
To
to
get Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson to come
I thought
back
about that.
to put him in so they don't need to put Shedeur in. You get what I'm
I
saying? So they
I
don't
think
need
I
to.
think I think that's the plan, but I think the fans gonna erupt. I don't think you could pull that off. I don't think you could pull it off. I could be wrong. But I think the fans is going to erupt.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the
I
fans going to
mean,
erupt.
Deshaun Watson haven't been looking good since he been at Cleveland. Let that dude get his massages and see where it goes. Because I don't think they're gonna play Shedeur. Like they making it clear.
I don't think
Anytime
they
you
got a
being
choice,
hard
Mike.
headed, but anytime you being hard headed with Dylan Gabriel, you being hard headed with Dylan Gabriel. It's not like you being hard headed with some dude that's showing sparks like Jaxson Dart or whatever, and you looking at certain things saying, "Yo, this could
I can
be
see
our
a
future."
future. I can see a future.
No one has seen Dylan Gabriel take a snap and said, "You know what? Our future is in good hands." No
Yeah,
one has ever said that. So at the end of the day, when you've been playing hard nose with a talent like that, or lack of talent like that, I should say, yo, anything is possible. You basically putting your foot in the sand, drawing a line, and saying, like, yo, we not playing this dude. And
yeah,
that's
but
my
I think they getting
only
pushed. I
but Rob,
agree.
my only concern is that Deshaun Watson is coming back. Because I think without Deshaun Watson, they forced to actually play Shedeur
But here's the
because
thing.
Dylan Gabriel is looking the
His
way that he's looking.
his timeline, Mike, is too far behind. Like if he's stinking up against the Ravens, you got to go to Shador the next game because you
No,
got
you really don't, Rob.
no.
What do
Hear
I
what? Hear
say?
me out.
No, what
Because
look, but hear
Deshaun
me
can't
when
get
I
in yet.
no, no, but let me say
Deshaun.
this. Rob, it's no expectations for them to win that game.
It don't matter about them winning. It's how Dylan Gabriel play. If he
That's
stinks
my
it
point.
up,
But it's no
here.
expectations.
No, it's not. I'm not talking
So
about. I'm not talking about they lose the game. Like that. It's not saying to lose the game. I mean, win the game. I'm talking about specifically Dylan Gabriel performance.
he been stinking it up.
No,
Like
but
that. Like,
here's the
hey,
thing,
hey,
Mike.
what we talking
Nah, I
about?
know that. But look, your tickets is down. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I went into the economy. Your tickets is down to $6 fucking.
I'm pretty sure the NFL is putting a
Or what
pot of
was it,
money
six
for
or
them niggas.
16? Whatever the hell, like the shit is down.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, it don't
cannot,
matter.
Mike. That kid next game home. Only reason, look, this is my opinion on it. They got away with playing, just keep trotting Dylan Gabriel out there because most of the game's been on the road. And the only game that he played at home so far was against Miami that they won. Do you know how bad this dude about to get booed in that fucking stadium against the Ravens Sunday? And you think they're gonna be able to bring him out for another home game? Man, they may fucking riot, son. I would agree with you if Deshaun is close to being back yet. But he's not. So unless they just gonna clear him overnight, he's not gonna be back in time. And I
Yeah,
don't know if
well,
you got another 2-3 weeks to start this kid. Not with home games coming up. So what been on their side is they haven't really played at home. And the one game they played at home was the Dolphins with him. And they won that game. And he got light, and it was light calls for Shedeur there. Do you know how bad this, if he stank it up, the first bad pass he throw, they gonna boo that man. So I got those fans, if they come back after a bad showing against the Ravens, and they come back for another home game with that kid out there, I got Cleveland Brown fans throwing shit on the fucking stadium and just wilding the hell out. I'm telling
no,
you it's
that
gonna
ain't
be
gonna happen.
crazy, son.
That ain't gonna happen. And here's why.
Mike, they gonna lose their mind
Because
then.
look, that's not gonna happen, and here's why. A lot of times when it comes to the outrage of fans, it's a lot of pressure in regards to the media really painting the narrative. The media haven't crucified Dylan Gabriel. If
Oh, they starting
anything,
to, Mike. They starting to.
yeah, but they haven't. I'm saying they haven't. They just started pointing out little things. This dude has looked the same this entire time. No
Yeah, but
different when it
two,
was
two to
supposed,
three more
but
weeks of
no,
this.
but Rod, no different when it was supposed to be uh, him and Shedeur competing for the quarterback. We both watched the same games. Them dudes were saying, "Oh my goodness, Dylan Gabriel looked amazing. This dude threw for no touchdowns, turned the rock over 2 times, all types of stuff." Here you had daggone Shedeur throw for 2 touchdowns, and you had more people saying Dylan Gabriel looked more impressive. This is what I mean, the power of the
Yeah,
media,
but Mike,
yo.
you see, you can play those games in the preseason. The games that they have played, look, the games they have played with the media, you get away with that in the preseason. You get away with that when you got a good team. You do not get away with that when your team is this shitty. I'm telling you, I don't see how you could drag him out another 2, 3 weeks. I don't even think he would have made it this far as his stretch was home. He had a bunch of away games. Now they
Look,
coming home with a couple of home games. Yo, when pockets start getting affected, that's gonna make the owner look like, yo, I can't continue to do this shit. I don't give a fuck what the hell y'all saying in the NFL. Y'all gonna have to reimburse me. Y'all gonna have to do something if y'all think I'm not about to put this kid on the field. That's number one. Pockets start getting affected is a fucking problem. And it's not just the pockets of the owner. That's number one. But then, like we talked about, what does downtown start to look like when dudes is not coming up and showing up? Like they ain't gonna keep watching that nigga do that shit.
yeah, but
They ain't
Rob,
gonna keep
you
watching
gotta
and supporting that.
no, no, but you gotta put it into its proper context. Like this is Cleveland. They accustomed to downtown looking trash. Like they're accustomed to this. Like what are you talking about,
Yeah,
man?
man, you gotta.
Like what are you talking
But
about?
I
It's not
think
like
it's a
these
difference,
dudes.
Mike. It's a difference when you know you could change it with somebody sitting on the bench. Like they haven't
Hey,
had this
yo,
type of star power. Like
no,
so,
it's a difference, right? It's a difference when you feel your pockets exploding with money and they make a stupid choice or somebody leave town and now your pockets is dry and you got lint in it. That'll
yeah.
make somebody go crazy. That'll make somebody throw some things on the field. But these dudes don't know what a bulging pocket feel like, especially from daggone football
Football.
organizations.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
They
only thing they
accustomed
got
to
that from
this.
is LeBron.
They
Yeah.
are the look. They are the doodoo brown Cleveland Browns, son. Like,
Yeah,
what are
let me
we
got this
talking
one.
about?
Look,
What are we talking about?
look. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna end this
This is
on
what
this,
I'm
Mike.
telling you about expectations. Like these dudes, like they should have expectations, but they don't because they've been bad for so long,
Long.
yo.
Yeah, they're
They've been
accustomed to it.
bad
No,
for
I agree
so
with that.
long.
But I'm gonna end it on. I'm gonna end that conversation on this though, Mike. If that kid do not see the field this year and they doing what you say, which I can see possibly happen, it's just I don't know if Dylan Gabriel make it that long. But if you right on this and they keep shorting Dylan Gabriel out there for another 2, 3 weeks until they get Deshaun back, because that's probably what his timeline is. And they do that, Prime and them may really want to consider looking at a fucking lawsuit. They may want to really consider that because I don't
Yeah,
see a situation. I mean, they may want to. Like, I know the dude want to play in the NFL, and I understand why they didn't go that route. I get it, but if he don't see the field this year, or they try him out with one game left in the season, or do some petty shit like that, they may want to or try him out because I don't even know if I take that. You trying to give me one game of the season? I'll probably sit out. Y'all already quit it on the season. I'm not gonna have no weapons out there. It's a wrap. Like it's a waste of my fucking time. I know some people will feel like you go out there just to show what you have, but they've been trying to handicap him since the preseason, and we don't see
yeah.
that.
But
Even
again,
even that first preseason game, which people don't talk about, he was out there with the twos going against Panthers ones. They didn't give him no
mm-hmm.
ones to play against, which people don't put in perspective. He was out there with his tools going against the ones, at least to start the game. And then it kind of evened out as the game went later on. But to start the game, he didn't give him no ones. He gave him straight tools. He set all of his ones game one. People don't speak on that. He set all of them and
Mm-hmm.
allowed the twos to go out there. Twos and threes he went out there with to go against the Panthers ones. He ain't had no number one receiver, no number one tight end, no number one line. He had no number ones out there that he played with. And on top of that, and that's how you know it's crazy. To this day, you know he's still not getting no first team reps, not one.
Yeah, of course. I
That
know.
dude is
I know. And again,
practicing. He's practicing though, Mike, at the end of practice. Like Kevin Stefanski is doing a fucking interview talking about, oh, yeah, he's actually just wrapping up leaving the field now. So you ain't even there to watch his practice. And nigga is practicing. You set a whole new practice talking about, yo, we doing something new that we never did before. I bet y'all ass are doing something new.
yeah.
Like this dude is practicing, so you saved a group of young guys for him to practice with, even though that's your QB2, meaning if Dylan Gabriel get hurt, he's supposed to go in the game. He's literally practicing at the end of practice to get reps in with whatever he probably practicing with the threes and fours at this point, even though he's your
Look,
QB2.
look, Shedeur best bet is to holla at Miles Garrett. Because if I'm Miles Garrett, the next practice, forget that red shirt, yo. Clap that nigga Dylan Gabriel and make sure he don't get up. Yo,
Son,
yo,
you
you
know a lot of the
laughing,
football
son.
practices say
Yo,
quarterbacks can't be touched during the season. They don't
son,
touch them.
what they gonna do? But what are they gonna do to Miles Garrett? Nothing, son. Look, I'm
That nigga said put a
Shedeur.
bounty on his
Yo,
head.
I'm Shedeur. Yo, we gotta start our own bounty. You're like,
The nigga said
forget
put a
that
bounty on
red jersey.
his
Forget
head.
that red jersey, yo. I'm Miles Garrett. The minute they hike and Dylan Gabriel go do his left hand bullshit, I'm clapping that
Suplex
dude
that
to
nigga.
he not getting up, yo. He not getting
Yo,
up.
yo, you
And
a
then I'm gonna tell
fool,
the
son.
organization, thank me later. Like, yo,
Thank me later.
you'll thank me later.
Thank me later.
You will thank me later, yo. Like, think about a dude that's that talented on defense, and you watching this week after week, yo.
But you, like you said, they
Especially,
accustomed to losing, man. They accustomed to it.
yeah, but a
They
veteran
accustomed. That's the problem.
again. But he's seeing Shedeur. He's seeing, yo,
But
it's
he
hope.
not no more. He was seeing him probably every. He not no more. The kid practice after practice. He don't even practice with them. He don't see him no more.
Yeah, yeah,
The
but
kid practice after
again,
practice.
but he's seen enough. He's seen
Yeah, of
enough.
course.
And that's my only concern with daggone Deshaun Watson coming back is it's not about what's fair. It's about what they could push off to the fans. And
What can you do? Yeah, look,
they already
you could sell that based off the
yeah, you
contract.
not
We
only
got
can
this
you but
crazy
look what they
contract.
did.
We invested in
But
him.
Rod, look what they did with Dylan Gabriel. Everybody accepted it. Why? He was drafted in the third round.
Yeah.
Shedeur was drafted in the fifth round. This makes it okay. You get what I'm saying? Even though I say none of that, what you saying makes sense because the talent is right in front of your face, and you know
Look, for
why he was
me, Mike,
drafted
it
in the
comes down.
fifth round.
It comes down to the fans whether this kid get on the field at this point. The fans is gonna dictate that. But what I will say is, like I said, if he don't, Prime them may really want to consider fucking suing the shit out this NFL. That may be
Yeah,
something that they're gonna have to
that's a
start putting
big
on the table, son. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
not your
That's
first thing. It's not your first thing, but yo, this shit that they did to this kid, I've never seen it in my life. I don't know if anybody has.
but if they go down
So
that
I'm
road,
telling you,
Rob,
yeah,
if
it's
they go
over for
down
him.
that,
It's over for him,
yeah,
but it's
yeah, it's
over
a
for
wrap.
any. That's what I'm saying. Once you, it may be over for him anyways if they trying to blackball him to that level.
You
Like
saw
if they
Colin
not giving
Kaepernick.
up.
You seen Colin Kaepernick. That nigga was working out for 6 straight years, hoping for a chance. Like you
But yeah,
laughing, you laughing, you
but Mike,
laughing.
it's over. Let me tell you
Like
this. Why I say that? It's over. Look, at that point, you gotta know because I know he want to play. But at that point, you gotta know it's over for you anyway. If they don't want you, they don't want you. And if only way I see him getting on the field is through to the fans. Like the problem is, and we struggle with this as a race, right? As a when it comes to dealing with these Europeans all the time, we think we can do something different to change how they look at something. Like if I just behave better, it would change it, right? So if they don't want him in the league, you sitting out for a year ain't gonna change next year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. They just don't want you in the league. Or they don't want you in the league as a star. And I don't know if they could eliminate that. Because the next thing is, if you're just a backup, they're going to say, well, you got too much star power to be a backup. They already started trying to push that narrative. You are a distraction
mhm,
to the team. So then who's
yeah,
picking you up? So I'm saying that as last case scenario, because you ain't gonna be in the league anyway at that point.
Yeah,
And it ain't
I think
no,
it's
oh,
too
I
early.
keep my no. I get it. I wouldn't do it right away. I'll let it play out. But I'm just saying you got to start putting those chips on the table and have that sit there as a possible option you may have to go down to. I mean, once you know it's over, because in a while you're gonna know it's over after this year. And then they draft another kid. You in a 3-year contract. They draft another kid. And they go get a first round pick. Cleveland was already trying to kick the can down the road when they drafted Dylan Gabriel. That's why they went and got him. So they already kind of try to make that statement to their fans that we don't believe in this year draft of quarterbacks. We go into next year. So don't matter how bad these quarterbacks in college is looking right now, once they draft a kid in the first round, it's over for him. So you sit on the bench again for another year. So like yo, eventually, and what you think if that new quarterback ain't performing, what people gonna be calling for? Shedeur. That ain't gonna change nothing. If he don't perform, which none of those guys look like they're gonna be so great right now. If the next rookie quarterback that you draft does not perform, what the fans gonna be calling for? Shedeur. What that leads to? Oh, too much of a distraction for our QB3 because he's going to QB3 if you keep Dylan Gabriel. That's where they're gonna put him at. It's too much distraction for our QB3. They not dropping him to the practice squad for somebody else to pick him up. And I don't think anybody in the NFL will pick him up at this point because he's straight blackballed. So what it leads to, after you sit him for years, and yo, it's the only option at that point is you gotta accept the faith that they have dealt you, that you not playing in this league. That you're not playing in this league. And the reason I can say that because you gotta think his other son is not even on a practice squad somewhere. You can't say Shiloh was that bad. He can get on a fucking practice squad. Like
I'm trying to think if he was that bad.
you ain't
I'm
shit.
just I'm just saying. I'm trying to think,
Nah, Shiloh wasn't that
like
bad. Shiloh
he
actually
ain't
made
Shador.
he
He
no,
ain't
look, he
Shador.
ain't no
So
Shedeur, but that's why I said what I
like
said. You can't tell me when you talk about nepotism in this league, somebody like Prom, he can't get his son on the practice squad. Shallow got stats to at least be on somebody's practice squad. Like he made plays, he forced fumbles. He ain't no Shedeur or the family or even close to it. He's at best, if you lucky, a 7th round pick or undrafted free agent. But you telling me somebody with prime name, if he wasn't being blackballed, you talking about nepotism? You tell me he can't get his own son on the practice squad when you
yeah.
supposed to have
I mean,
NFL connections? So just off
yeah,
of that
yeah,
alone lets me know where this is, where what this is. It lets me know what this is. You can't tell me his other son can't even be on the practice squad. There's no way. Like when we talk about nepotism, we know this is all about connections and who you know at a certain level. So when you borderline, yeah, you can get on the practice squad. You should know enough head coaches and assistant coaches and GMs and things of that nature when you played in that league for over 10 years and dominated the way you did to get your son on the practice squad. And we know on any sport we have seen it done. What dudes is on the end of the bench at the end of the roster just based off of who they know.
yeah, yeah. And I get your point. I'm just saying when you're looking at low end talent, it's harder to kind of make your point because they ain't gonna be missed regardless.
Yeah,
Like when
but
we
we
talking
talking
about,
practice
but
squad. We ain't even talking about the
yeah, no,
roster.
I get that, I get
How
that,
he's
but
not
I'm
on the
just
practice
saying,
squad? And
I'm
that, and
saying
we talking about
this
nepo,
is
quote unquote
yeah,
nepo babies.
but what we watching now pertaining to Shador, this is flagrant to the 10th power
Oh, I
because we
agree.
believe this kid got the ability to be a franchise quarterback and change a franchise, not some dude on a practice squad or just barely making the team.
No,
He
I
got
agree. I'm
the
just talking about
ability.
that family as a whole, Mike. So
No,
that's
I
how you
get
know
it. I
something
get
is
it.
up. I'm just using him as an example
I get
of
it.
what's possibly going on.
I'm just saying Shador situation is just a lot more flagrant. It's a lot more
Of
flagrant.
course, of course.
I get what you saying, with the Shiloh dude. It's just showing the pattern that you got a dude that got ability and he can't even get on a practice squad,
Can't get
which
on the
I
press
knew
squad.
dudes, which I knew dudes that didn't even play football in their career and got on a practice squad. So again, I'm here. Like, yo, I'm hearing you loud and clear. You know, I'm just saying how atrocious it is on the Shedeur level is insane. Like, it need to be the brightest light shined on this situation because we seeing it in real
In
time,
time.
and
Yeah.
people are still giving excuses as if our eyes don't work. Like, yo, this is crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah, it's
yo.
wild. Look, I'm curious and I don't even want to stay on this topic. We stayed on the
Yeah,
wrong
I ain't even want
topic.
to talk about these
Yeah.
dudes anyway. Like,
Yeah,
these
we stayed
dudes
on the wrong
is,
topic, but I'll
we
wrap
already
it up
know
with
what it
this since
is.
we all on Coach Prime and all that. Um, what's your foretell future of that? I know they just got rid of the athletic director. Well, they didn't get rid of him. He actually stepped down. Well, who knows? Maybe they did get rid of him and claimed he stepped down. Who knows nowadays what the hell going on? But according to reports, the athletic director that hired Prime had just stepped down. Um, so I'm just curious, what's your thoughts on Prime, and I just kind of bunched this all in one. Prime and uh his quarterback, the Juju kid, going forward.
Well, I'm gonna sound like a broken record when it comes to this. What was the expectations pertaining to Colorado? Like I said, everybody knew Colorado wasn't going to have no amazing season once you lose the talent that they lost. Shedeur covered up a lot of their flaws as a football team. Period. Period. So with that being
Now,
removed,
let me
I
add to that,
already,
Mike. I'm gonna let you finish. Not Travis Hunter, because Travis Hunter is an amazing player.
you heard what I said,
He
right? We
no
both
no I gotta
know Travis
I
Hunter.
gotta
We know Shedeur. You heard what
yeah
I said? Who
no I
covered it
gotta
up,
make it
right?
clear to the audience, Mike. I'm making it clear to the audience, not Travis Hunter, and the reason why I'm saying this is because Travis Hunter get a little bit too much credit for the team success. Not he's a great player. He was extraordinary player, but his position just didn't affect the wins and losses to that level, in my opinion. Right. So yeah, go ahead. But yeah, Shador definitely covered a lot of flaws. But go ahead.
He covered up a lot of flaws. When you got a defense that can't stop a cold, and you still winning ball games the way he won ball games, how much he got sacked. Like I said, this dude was looking like Willie Beeman every on any given Sunday every week, and this dude leads the NCAA based on completions and accuracy and all of this crazy stuff, which is insane. So now you trying to rebuild. Everybody knew this was a rebuild year. Here's where me and Prime disagree. I've been told you he should have went with Juju. I already seen the Salters do. I already seen he had happy feet. Yo, when you going into your fifth year or whatever, however long this dude been playing, these things will not be changed. You are who you are. So I already seen enough game tape. I already seen all those things to say he got some ability. He'll run a quarterback, this, that, and the third, but he got a lot of flaws attached to his game. The Juju dude is the dude you should be building around. The Juju dude is the dude you should have been like, here's the keys to Colorado. We're going to go as far as you take us. And I think that was the mistake of Prime. Not that they would have had an amazing season, but I think their season would have been much better than what they actually had this year. Again, those things matter. Their line was better. Their defense was better. Their quarterback play was trash. It was trash. So when you go from Shador, that's bailing you out, to a quarterback that can't even make the requisite plays when you need it to, that's going to equate to a lot more losses. You went from 9 wins to where they at? Three?
Three, three,
Yeah, they had 3 wins.
and they
So
and they
we
was
could think
in
again.
games. They was in games with ranked opponents. They was in games to win it against ranked opponents this year. So in some of those games,
Look,
if you just had a couple of plays from your quarterback position, they possibly win a few of those games, which changed the trajectory of possibly the season. Because
do
people
I
forget,
think,
besides the
Rod,
blowout losses, they was in games to win it.
Do I think they would have got 9 wins? No. But do I think they would have got 6, 7 wins with the Juju starting at the helm from the beginning? Yes. And then I felt like going into the following year, they would have been able to possibly, based on the recruitment and all of that type of stuff, be able to get a 9-win season team again. People stepping down and people talking about firings and all that. This is what I'm talking about, me being a broken record with expectations. Like, y'all dudes is Colorado. Let's not forget who y'all are. Y'all are Colorado. Y'all Colorado. So if you gotta have a rebuild season, you gotta have a rebuild season. This was a normal season for y'all for 10, 20 seasons. You know what I'm saying? This was a normal season for y'all. So if this dude gotta have a rebuild season, then so be it. Y'all money is still through the roof. Y'all TV exposure is still through the roof. As long as he put the juju dude in and get a certain recruiting class that to come in, whether it's the transfer portal or freshmen that can literally come in and put their stamp on a game, I think they'll be just fine with the juju kid. I
Yeah,
think
and he
that was
got a
the
couple
biggest
of other
mistake.
freshmen. He got a couple of
Yeah,
other
but
freshmen
Rod, I
that
think
showed they
that
could
was
play
the
this year.
biggest mistake. That was the biggest
It
mistake he
was.
made
It
with the
was.
Salters dude. That was
It
the biggest
was.
mistake.
But let me I want to add something to this. We slightly disagree on this, and where we disagree at is I don't think Juju was your starting quarterback game one. And I told you how I felt on this. And the reason why, not skill wise, I don't know if he was uh mentally ready to carry the burden of Colorado. I'm not sure. He definitely looked like he don't waver, but I just don't know if he was ready for that for day one, game one. Kid was 17 coming into college. So I don't mind starting to game one. My only thing is I would have started grooming him on the field. So you know how I felt about it. I felt I would have started this season with a two quarterback system. I hear where everybody, oh, if you got two quarterbacks, you don't got none, and all this dumb shit. I'm not hearing none of that. Every team, every situation is different. I would have started this season with two quarterback system, and here's why. Canaan do have some value to this team, and I think they would have had a more winning record if you used them properly. And here's what I say: Colorado struggles running the ball, right? The previous years of prom, right? They struggled running the ball because they didn't have the linemen to really run the ball, right? So they struggled running it. You improved your offensive line, and you went and got a running quarterback. Why would I not use him when he adds another threat to my running game? So I would use him and I would even start him, but I will start putting Juju in for certain plays and certain packages, getting him accustomed to the college season. I think it make defenses harder to guard you because now they got to prepare different. Now you got a quarterback that may run out of the pocket and take off for 50, 60 yards. And then you got a quarterback who's a super threat behind in the pocket. So I definitely would have won the two quarterback system because I think that would have allowed Juju to grow. So by the time you get into the middle of the season, you can kind of truly pass the keys to him without just throwing it all on him from day one. So that's the way I would have went about it. But I agree 100%. I think they go as far as this kid go. It looked like they're gonna be able to retain him and keep him. It don't look like he's gonna transfer out. So if that's the case, I think he should be able to recruit and get some pieces around him. Also, where I disagree with you at is the expectations. I don't think nationally, yeah, it was no expectations for them. But if they had better quarterback play, they to me they had a better team than they had last year. Like just full rounded. Your offensive line improved, right? You still had super weapons in the wide receiver position. The running back room looked it better. The only question I may have had was defensively, but I think the defense was adequate or good enough or decent. I don't want to use the word good for that defense. The defense before they started breaking down towards the later of the season, I think it was decent enough to keep you in games with ranked opponents. So if you have better quarterback play, a play here and there, we may be talking about a different type of season. Like they in the Big 12, where it's just all those teams is compacted together. Like nobody is like really outdoing one. Like anybody could lose to anybody on any given night, and that showed. They literally lost games by one touchdown or a touchdown and a field goal. It was games that they was up. I think they was up against two ranked opponents, week back to back, 14 zip. So it's not that they didn't have talent to be able to do something. The problem was they couldn't get no consistent quarterback play, and then the defense wasn't dominant enough to just win the game for you. You had to get a quarterback play that can make plays. I truly think if you put Shedeur behind this offensive line, Shedeur with the same talent right now that they have, I think this is a team that wins the that goes to the Big 12 championship. I think that's the
You
type of
heard the
talent that you have on that team.
yeah,
But you're just
and you
missing a
heard
proper quarterback play. And I think that was the difference between, them having this type of season that they had versus what I think they could have had. I do think the average this year should have been 6 or 7 wins. But I think with competent quarterback play, I don't see how you can't repeat an 8-9 winning game season easily.
you heard the common denominator out your mouth. If Shador this, if Shador that, if Shador this is you will not get somebody to replace Shador. This is what I mean.
Well, the Juju
Dude's
kid
gotta
looking,
give
he looking
look.
spectacular. He looking like he's gonna
Dude's
be still
gotta
legit.
give Shador his flowers, yo.
I agree.
This dude bailed them out of a lot of situations to get those 9 wins, yo. He
Yeah.
bailed them
And,
out of
and
a
let me
lot
let
of
me say that, Mike.
situations.
Let me add to that. That team last year wasn't a 9-win team. So let me make that clear. People forgot starting the season, they had them ranked as the bottom of the Big 12 last year that won 9 games. Prime coming off that 4 games win. Like people try to erase history. After they won four
Mm-hmm.
games his first year, they had them ranked at the bottom of the Big 12. The offensive line still wasn't good enough. Nowhere near good enough. Shador was still the highest sack quarterback or whatever. You added like a wide receiver or two, but you still had the same wide receiver room. The defense was still, it improved a little bit, but it was still giving up 300 yards on the ground and all types of stupid shit. I think the Kansas
Mm-hmm.
game, they ain't even punt. They just ran the ball the whole game for like 300, 400 yards on them on the ground. So you
Yeah.
still had all that going on, and for you to pull out 9 wins, I agree with you 100%. That was nothing but Shador doing. That was not a 9-win team, and people try to erase history like they had all this talent last year, and like Colorado almost underachieved, and Shador
Yeah.
underachieved with his record. Like that should have been. I heard somebody say like, "Yo, that should have been a 10, 11-win team." I don't even know if that was a 6-win team last year
Yeah.
because you didn't have the big guys up front to make it that.
Yeah. Well,
So I
again,
agree with you
you know,
100%.
you and I, yeah, you and I disagree when it comes to this. Like I said, even pertaining to the Juju dude, I wouldn't have had a problem with the Salters dude starting for one reason that the offensive line wasn't ready to protect Juju. Once I seen the offensive line was ready to protect Juju, the keys is handed off. Like, it's not that the Salters dude is bad, but when you're looking at talent, it's no question. Like I told you from the jump, I seen enough. I
Yeah,
seen
you told it.
enough.
You definitely
This
told it.
is this is the same conversation we having with Dylan Gabriel or Shador. I seen enough based on the talent. I seen enough. It's nothing to discuss. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing to discuss from that standpoint. The dude Juju got a certain type of arm talent. You don't keep playing around literally with this stupid 2 quarterback system you talking about and all that. No, you give a dude the keys and you say, yo, we gonna go as far as you gonna take us.
But you know what I
Let's
felt
protect them.
also, Mike. But look, that was my opinion. But also, let me throw this in there as well. Once he pulled the Caton dude week one, remember what I said? You basically doing a quarterback competition. Go through with it. You gave the and this is why I think he messed up on the season. Remember, I called this before they even got into conference play. You started the Caton Salt to do for a game. You started the backup whatever that was there when Shedeur was there for a whole game. And I said, and then he went back to Canada and rolled with him. I said, yo, let the Juju dude start a full game. Because at that point, I think he would have outdid all of them. And then you roll with him going into the Big 12. And I had no problem with that going into the tournament because you already commit, like, you already made up your mind that you're going to go and starting into this season into a quarterback competition. You pulled the Salter dude game one. So obviously you wasn't that comfortable with him. You don't pull somebody game one if you comfortable with him. Literally after game one, he looked at it and pulled him.
Yeah, he got the
You get what
happy
I'm
feet.
saying? So at that point, if you're gonna have the quarterback competition, which I understand, because people forget Prime due to his health issues was out for a good portion of the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much he got to watch and really look at what was going on. So
And
if you're going
build and
and
build
build
and build his team, the
and
culture
build his
of it.
team
Like,
exactly.
so again,
So
that's what I'm talking about when it comes to expectations, though. It's like, yo, this dude was in a hospital. He was doing certain things. Like, spring football matters. It
yeah,
matters. Like, you building your team. Like, you building them. You get what I'm saying? Like, you building them, especially when it comes to a culture and all of that. And everybody knew what we discussing, that they was going to have to rebuild. They was going to have to rebuild because when you lose your door, a lot of those flaws are now going to be on the forefront, and it's going to determine whether you win or lose games. You're not going to keep winning games with these type of atrocious flaws. You're not going to
yeah,
do it. You're not going to do it. So
yeah,
now you back human. You back human. And that's why I said people need to give Shedeur his flowers, yo. Like, you back human. So now you starting and you rebuilding. You back human. You going with regular logic of football. We got to be able to stop the run. We got to be able to protect our quarterback. All these little things that you got to check the box off to win games. They wasn't
mm-hmm,
doing it and still winning games with Shedeur.
yeah,
They wasn't doing it. So
yeah,
again, that's what I was talking about when it came to the rebuild of Colorado. And for people to be looking like people need to get fired, the AD need to step down, which is basically fired. Yo, hold
yeah.
your
But the
horses.
AD claimed to retire, so they claimed that was his decision. So who knows?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
they claimed that
yeah.
was his
I could
decision.
care less how they frame it. Hold your horses. You guys are Colorado. Y'all Colorado.
Yeah,
Y'all
and let me add
Colorado.
to that. Those recruits that he brought in, those recruits that he brought in wouldn't even be looking Colorado way. You won't get a 5-star quarterback if Dion is not there. You're not
Come
getting none
on.
of
What
that.
we talking about?
So for him to even be able to now recruit 5-star players and 4-star players that y'all wouldn't even been on the forget the short list, y'all wouldn't even been on the long list of consideration is a fucking joke. And then let me also add one more thing because I hear a lot of people saying this. Um, this is not how I'm supposed to look of a third year coaching. Two things I gotta say to that. Like, oh, by the third year, you should be taking over running and coaching. We're in the NIL era. That's number one. So it's totally different. You can't place old rules to new rules because a lot of dudes is transferring. They going where there's more money at, whatever the case might be. So just because you bring recruits
Get
in
your
this
bag.
era, yeah, in this era don't mean nothing because half of those recruits could be gone literally by before the next season even kick in. So that don't mean nothing. Like, oh, by the third year you got your players. Well, in the NIL era, technically you coming with what people don't understand. Prime came with his players. And to put it in
Yeah.
perspective, he came with a lot of HBCU or so-called, even though some of them was an HBCU talent, but he came with a lot of HBCU players at that.
Not
Like
only
people
that, Ra.
forget when. Go ahead. I was about to say. Go ahead.
Not only that, Ra. He didn't come with a freshman class either.
Yeah.
So even when they using that ideology of saying by the third year, they're saying you recruited a freshman
Freshman
class and you
class.
was able to get this freshman class to grow for the last three
And
years and implement your system and culture. So now you should be rocking and rolling.
And
And
Mike,
that's
let me
not the
add to
case.
that. And let me add to that. Not only did this technically would have been his first year technically recruiting. Because you gotta think the first year, like people get talking about him going into the portal. Where else where he was gonna go to get talent? He went to a freaking school that was 1-11. Let me repeat that. 1-11.
Yeah.
What? How else is he supposed to get talent? Ain't no high school kids coming through that door. Like, how else is he supposed to get talent besides getting them
But
from the
that's what I'm
transfer
talking about,
and the
Rob.
kids he bring through? So this
Rob, but
definitely
that's
would
what
have
I
been.
But Rob, that's what I'm talking about pertaining to expectations. So let's forget the numbers for a second pertaining to Colorado, and I'm gonna let you finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a dude literally said, yo, on my worst season, let's just say they stay at three. Yo, I got 3 times the wins y'all got. Should he get a bonus?
You damn Skippy.
I'm just
you,
saying.
you damn
This is what I
Skippy.
mean. You are Colorado. You
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah.
This
You
man
like I
can
said.
say he can say he got 3 times the wins y'all got right now,
On his worst season. On his
and
worst season.
and it could be on his worst seat, and it could be accurate.
Yeah,
So so
and I
stop.
want to finish this thought before we wrap up, Mike, because like I said, you coming in, he couldn't really recruit your first year. He just brung in the guys he already had that he recruited at Jackson State. Again, that you can't really recruit. It was even impressive for him to get a #1 freaking high school player to HBCU. That and alone is crazy. People forget he got him to HBCU. He got Travis Hunter. He got him to
Yeah,
Jackson State, which is
yeah.
unfucking heard of.
Resources is much different.
It's
Resources
unheard
is
of.
much
Even that, most
different.
kids want to play on a big time level when you that big. Like you want to play where you be
Mm-hmm.
talked about. Think about it. We ain't talking about no Travis Hunter at Jackson State the way we did on once they went to Colorado, and he got to
Yeah.
play all these national TV games and all that. Now we talking about
Mm-hmm.
#1 pick.
Yeah.
#2 pick.
Yeah.
Now we talking top 3 pick. We weren't talking
Yeah.
that no matter how talented you are at Jackson State. So most kids don't want to go to play at that level because the lights ain't there, the eyes ain't there, whether you prime or not. So that
And
shows
it's
you his
different
recruiting ability
resources.
and different resources. 100% correct.
So
So he comes in with his class, his group of guys that's not freshmen, but basically on their way out the door. The first season, he goes 4-8. You ain't gonna be able to recruit at 4-8 like that. You ain't gonna be able to recruit with the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Texas at no damn 4-8 in your first season. Most people looking at it as just hype. He came
mm-hmm.
in with all this excitement. The media played it down. Prime is just all talk and this and that. He can't coach, blah, 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 blah. Kids is listening to that. You ain't going to be able to get but so many recruits there. Then the next season, you go with that same team. You get some transfer in. You go 9-4, which you overachieve. That's your best season to get recruits. So technically, this is
Mm-hmm.
his first recruiting class. He had no real recruits coming out of high school for people to be feeling like by his third season, Colorado should be some juggernaut. Everything he had was transferred in and walked out the door. Now, off of that, he's able to recruit, and now hopefully he's able to sustain that recruit and start to build something. But yeah, I agree. We could probably wrap it up with this. I think the Juju kid is going to be special. I think the closest I have seen as far as coming um out of high school to replace a Shedeur so far has been him. And the reason why I said that, I'm not even comparing their talent level. Shedeur's probably a little bit more got more escapability, at least at this point in Juju um career as far as getting out the pocket. Even though the kid can run a little bit, but not even comparing the talent level. The reason why I said that is poise. That kid looked so poised back there in that West Virginia game. To be in your
Mm-hmm.
first game as a true freshman and get sacked 6 times and how poised he looked, it reminded me of a younger Shedeur a little bit, just the poise level to constantly be able to get back up there. And he didn't look phased. The moment didn't look too big. He didn't look bothered by it. I'm impressed. I was definitely impressed. And if you recruit around that, you build around that, it definitely gives hope for next season. So I'm glad he's able to get his reps, at least now going down the stretch. And I think they got a lot of returning players, like I said, because now you was able to recruit. So hopefully he could retain the talent he got and build upon that with some new talent and maybe some new good transfers. And I think they could have a pretty dominant year. I wouldn't be surprised by that kid final year. He's in the playoff competing. They in the playoffs competing
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah. It's hope. It's definitely hope.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can wrap it up there. I think we touched on everything I need to be touched on, man. But good chopping it up with you. Till next time, meet again.
Always.
Numbers lie.
Deuces.
All right, one.